Very, very nice, Richard Richardson. And yes, we're here to see if devils.one can wipe the dust off their eyes and get back on the tracks here as we head into map number 2. It is, of course, DE Dust. Map FaZe have had, or more specifically, Rain has had a lot of success in the very recent history, Harry. We just talked about it earlier. 33-17 on this map up against Liquid in the Blast Miami Grand Finals just a couple of days ago, and jet lag clearly not being an issue for FaZe as they take a sweeping victory on the first map up against the Poles.
Yeah, and, you know, I mean, for me, I hate to keep on, you know, harping on one guy, but I really want to see a bit more from Manice. You know, I really want to see some more of this AWPing prowess. You know, you've also got Maz outside of this roster now. He had a great showing just a minute ago on Train. If he can keep that up, and then we have, you know, some of the usual suspects rise to the occasion for devils.one, and there's still a chance for them here. But as you can see, the odds very much stacked against them. Let's see if they can defy the odds. Rain over here on short will get forced back, and he's desperately trying to get out of danger. Spots the players up on short, and now looking to try and reposition to help his teammate out inside of the bomb site. Nico will get bested, but Adren from down in the pit really is throwing a spanner in the works. There's Guardian to tap down another. So that will be FaZe securing themselves the pistol round there. Adren with a couple of critical kills over towards Long. Even the fact that he's able to stay alive really does throw, I don't want to say a spanner in the works again. So what, like a wrench in the machine?
Yeah, sure, that would break it.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
anything that isn't meant to be in the works is surely going to break the works.
Well, no, not necessarily. But we can break that down more, Harry, later. And fast wrap from FaZe as well. They were immediately on the flank. We had Olof and Guardian chasing up short. FaZe are very confident here, Harry. If that wasn't evident enough on Train, I'm sure it will be here. Their map pick, their chance to shine even further, and Guardian's looking to do so, but they are holding, waiting for this push, and Guardian gets out of this one alive, not over-aggressing here. Smoke behind him to keep him in this position and delay devils.one to go for the full push. Now, they forced up with a solo AK and a few pistols around it. But all things considered, this buy's decent. It's the lack of armor that will come back to hurt them.
Oh, and one of the two players with it trying to take this initial fight onto Rain up at short.
But look how boxed in they are.
Yeah, I mean, FaZe already with all the information, right? This is starting to feel a bit like Train 2.
Faster and trainier than ever.
On time than ever before. That's been a real issue for me today, getting to the studio.
In fact, you only showed up about 8 minutes ago.
It feels like I did. Rain, he's a man who is always on time, and the timing couldn't be better for him. He's dropped the bomb. He's gotten rid of the two armored players down here in lower tunnels. He looks for a little bit more. And Manice has actually managed to double with the scout now. The bomb's been retrieved, and a 2v3. It's the wrap over in top mid from Adren that looks to seal their fate, and indeed it will. So FaZe a 2-0 start here, as they do manage to best the force buy of devils.one yet again.
devils.one can't keep, you know, getting caught by these wrap rounds. It was a bit of a problem back on Train. I can only remember one round where they caught a flank, and that was Olof pushing down Ivy, but he got away with it 4 or 5 times in a half before they even killed him once. So, yeah, you know, the flank on Long, that's similar to an Ivy wrap. I guess you can compare it. devils.one needs to be aware of that. They can't let it keep being, you know, the burden on their back. Nico fighting down middle now. There is a player top mid spotting for that under cross, but his teammate backs out. Great shot from Nico. Instant reaction to spotting the head of Manice, and he even takes him down through the floor. So another advantage secured for FaZe. And in a round where they're only up against pistols as well, Harry. So not one that we would expect too much here from the T's.
And this is where Adren's positioning is fantastic once again. He's going to spot the shadow before anyone pushes through these doors, so he doesn't even have to go any further than this, right? He knows that they have them trapped in T-spawn, and that's all on the back of the information that Olof gets here. He's cleared out the tunnels, so they know that they're not in this portion of the map. Nico was able to spot the early aggression down in mid, and now they do get spotted crossing onto the catwalk. So the immediate wrap from Adren looking to come in and blindside them once again. Nico and Rain here to mop up the remaining players, and there's Adren arriving on that wrap round. So this round, now that we have the buy for devils.one available, this is surely where they look to try and deal with Adren over at long. They're going to look to try and exploit that man that you know has been going aggressive time and time again.
And you can do that very easily by just putting pressure on elsewhere on the map, but still having a default setup. Someone in T-spawn or around those long doors to keep an eye on it, keep information intact for devils.one. And of course, depending on picks, if you kill Adren late in the round because of his flank, you can always go and take his position, knowing that long will likely be clear. But let's see what they decide to do on this first rifle round with the AWP. And he's holding the tunnels. Now this peek does not favor him. If Olof fights through the Molotov, he'll fight through the smoke instead. AWP just holding the edge of it, not wanting to get shot through that smoke, and they may set up for the fast B play here. This nade from Olof looking to land, and it will. Not too much damage. As Olof climbs on top of the site, he's going to have not only Guardian to help him out, but also a rotator within the doors. There's 3 players here. It might not even be needed. Olof and Guardian, a killer piece. There's Rain striking from the sidelines, and the bomb dropped in the middle of the site is spelling disaster for devils.one.
Adren is once again in top mid. Right, he's slowly but surely pushing down into the tunnels. He's always behind you. And so finally they deal with the wrap round. 55 seconds left. Still a chance here for devils.one. As they start to make their way down into lower tunnels, the issue they're going to have is that bomb is being sat on right now by 2 players inside of that B bomb site. Nico even holding mid, and he might be fully blind. He might not be able to see anything. But he sniffs out the kill onto Manice. Taz, 1v3 required here.
Yeah, no, that's not the gun you want there, Harry. Oh, forces the shot off the AWP, gives him some room to work with, but now the crossfire is coming in from the B doors as well, and of course there's a flankers on top of that. Guardian sitting inside of the T-spawn. Taz has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's just got to fight, and fight he shall to the death. Nico going down, but the trade is immediately there. No AWP saved for FaZe. A bit late to the party, but it's not like money's going to be a problem. 4-0 up. And talking money being a problem, well, it is for devils.one, who are still, again, unable to buy.
And this is where the question really does become, is how much longer is this flank from Adren going to find success over at long, right? I mean, you always see that FaZe are 1 step ahead, and so much of it is coming off the back of the information that Adren is able to get. This time, Rallen and Guardian go blow for blow over in mid. It will be Guardian worse off on the back of it. This time, Adren doesn't go aggressive in through long, instead just electing to sit pretty over here on the blue box.
Problem is, that's a position that's great if you have a teammate to draw in attention or trade or keep you alive with utility, but, you know, up against a full pistol rush, maybe he gets 1 or 2, but he's going to get overrun eventually.
Oh, they check it. Not good for 1, but it's the fast wrap from Rain here. It could really throw this round into chaos for devils.one, who might have secured this early man advantage, but now once again they're kind of trapped in this avenue of the map, right? They're so wary that someone from FaZe could have gone on this wrap round. They've been caught out by it time and time again. They're going to try and set their sights into the A-bomb site. Olof flashes himself through to take a more aggressive stance, and actually that allows Taz to pick him up, exiting back through the smoke. Rain now arriving on this wrap round, trying to contain this play, but 1 by 1 they're falling, and this is Nico now asked to step up and clutch a round that never should have been this close. And he will deal with Taz. He's just able to get that bomb down in the nick of time. Ooh, Nico! Hello. Ooh, Nico's dancing around trying to get rid of Mouse. He doesn't have head armor, so the USP could one-shot him here. And Nico repositioning back and away, trying to deal with the player in CT. He'll hear the scopes. I mean,
oh, no.
Mouse knows. Nico ducking down, time working against him. Does still have the kit. And Mouse can't quite deal with the lone player inside of the bomb site, but finally he will.
That was almost an incredible clutch from Nico, but he's clearly been doing neck squats, Harry, because the amount of headshots that he just ducked, quite unreal. Either way, some close shots from Nico, but no cigar. It will be the 4-1. First round taken from Devils, despite not only the wrap from Rain, but, you know, all the info there for FaZe. They had 3 players on the bomb site. It definitely looked like they got ahead of themselves. Rain committing to that duel on car that did not look favorable for him. And Olof diving through a smoke as well, but not able to retreat. Giving 1-for-1s away to devils.one, who already had that pick on Adren at the start of the round. Don't forget that. We did question the position from Adren, and I don't think we're going to see him use it again as these Ts look to keep their economy alive and their scoreline as well. Try and find 2 rounds in a row. I didn't even know that was an angle. Maniz jumped, and you could see over the top of that left door. Get info on an AWP posted up on that angle. But instead, it's down on short. That's where Nico sits. Guardian not armed with the AWP. Nico brings it forward for yet another round. Smoked off. Oh no, that misses. It clips the stairs. He can't afford to peek this because Maniz is trained in on the angle, but the flashbang's good. Will blind him out. Allows Nico to get aggressive, but he's still not dead. And there's 3 players on the other side. Finally, his teammate comes in to help, but he's dead as well. Nico, 2 shots, bomb dropped. Can he find a third? He's low HP, ducking and diving and hiding around the corner. How is he still alive?
He is a man who just will not die. They've found everyone apart from Nico, and surely they're not ready for him to have stuck around and stayed close. They molly him out. Nico's got to run for the hills. But he's dodging bullets like he's from the Matrix. Olaf wrapping around through T-spawn, and actually the timing here could facilitate a B play for devils.one. You're relying heavily on Olaf spotting this out. That Molotov does burn Nico out from the A bomb site. The temptation's definitely there, and now they turn away on the back of this information that Mouse gets. Olaf just missing the timing to catch him.
Penny drops. The worst part is Maniz is still here as well, so he can even drop down, and if he catches the timing, Guardian, dead. Like a fish out of water. Didn't hear the drop either. He doesn't as a player close up anyway, but Miles will get the kill regardless, and Olaf is on that long rotation. By this point, they know exactly where he's coming from. He has no kit to do it, so exits is probably going to be the best call to make here if you're Olaf. Try and at least quell this economy of devils.one that is starting to build.
Ooh. Didn't quite see Maniz. Oh, did he?
Seems curious.
Yeah,
maybe just trying to get the AWP.
He's looking for it. Timing's everything here, and there we go.
Of course, Maniz swaps out his gun as he gets peeked.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
AWP going to be retrieved by Olaf at the very least, and we've seen Nico has been a bit of a beast with it, so maybe it just gets thrown on over. But with no buy here for FaZe, it's likely Olaf just keeps it. Going to be the one armored player on the team. And just a full eco from the rest of the gang. So a 3rd round likely in the in store here for the Polish side.
And free long control taken as well. They'll just go up with the AWP and spot nothing. Might tempt them into a push here from the T side, but FaZe have elected to give up control of long. Still stacked up on A somewhat. Olaf's getting aggressive with the AWP, and he needs to. If you want to win this round, you've got to have Olaf finding 2 or 3 kills at a bare minimum. These USPs are not going to be good in the 1v1s versus AKs, and devils.one show long control, but immediately back off. FaZe still committed with 3 players here, and aggression from Nico is spotted. He'll get a dink, but no more. devils.one now, especially off of that pick, are going to begin to rotate round.
And you know your only real concern here is running into that AWP on Olaf, so they're just going to look to try and mitigate that by all heading into the B-bomb site at the same time. They group up, they've dealt with the first man, as you say, Nico up on short. And they'll get the site for free. These pistols can look to try and do some economic damage, right? You want to try and keep devils.one money down low if you can, and these guys haven't invested anything into this round. So if they are able to find anything, that's a victory in and of itself. Losing Rain, though, makes anything else very unlikely to come through here for devils.one. Or, sorry, for FaZe, rather, as it will be this 3rd round. It's secured. They're looking to hold on to the AWP on the back of Olaf, while the pistol players now do look for these exits. And even having a presence over in the tunnels is enough to keep players near to the bomb site, try and take them down with the bomb.
Oh, dear, what a shot from Adren. Surely no more, though.
How's he managed that? They're able to finally deal with him. But a nice shot, only 1 kill coming through. So 3rd for devils.one, and this is a better start than Train, I think it's fair to say.
Yes.
A shot now to try and build upon this over on the Polish side of things. And you know, when I got to see these guys play at Montreal, one of the maps in the grand final versus Ents was on Dust2. I believe they took something like a 16-4 victory on it. So that's actually was a pretty impressive showing from them.
Let's see this.
Oh my.
Unreasonable.
Can't even see him. We had that in slow motion, and I still don't even know who he clicked on to make that happen.
Well, 4-3 here. The buy is back for FaZe with the AWP saved from the previous round. It's Nico again donning that over Guardian. Going for the long spawn play as well, but devils.one have got themselves out into position. Ditcher close up to that smoke as his teammates split the catwalk. Adren's got to deal with his close right position. Great flick, he finds it. Rain now, it's up to him. They're pushing through the smoke and it's very, very telegraphed, but Rain's getting caught within it. He's going to run right by Maniz. Does manage to find the kill, dropping the AWP. Nico finds 2 within the site, and now surely Taz will get the trade, but how much more?
Just wasn't ready for Guardian to be nearby inside of the bomb site as well, right? Fantastic stuff from Rain to actually serpentine his way past the short players and get behind enemy lines. And what can you even do if your devils.one there, right? With players running rife in the back, players in the front, that leaves no room for you. Bit of a tenuous metaphor, obviously, but you know we do what we can. Here's Maniz with the AWP. Trying to challenge down through mid. He would have loved to peek from Nico or Guardian. No one's going to facilitate his dreams, though, and now going to post himself up to keep an eye on short. FaZe Clan this time with 2 players over at long. That's going to be Nico and Adren, so likely trying to set Adren up in a forward position here.
Yeah, FaZe are going off of the info of last round that devils.one sent that 4-man long push, short push immediately. They're not going to do it again, so we can just concede short, give them catwalk. In the meantime, get aggressive elsewhere, and at least get information. Adren does that on long. He makes footsteps within the doors, but then backs off. And the reason for that is it's kept Ditcher here, keeping an eye on the doors and scared of this long push that Adren has been running. But instead, this time he just sits towards the pit. In the meantime, devils.one setting up outside of B. Site that they've been leaning towards far more this map, knowing how hard it is to retake. Just them getting the bomb down almost cuts FaZe out of a chance of winning the round, but not when there's 3 players here, Harry.
Nah, one of these AWPs going to be on the back of Guardian. That's a pretty terrifying sight if you're devils.one, and that is enough for them to pack up, turn their sights elsewhere. They send out Maniz into middle, and he will start to clear these angles slowly but surely. Adren arriving on this wraparound, good for the double, and now Rain posted up in mid. Anywhere that devils try and turn, they walk into the FaZe Clan players left and right.
I don't understand why they're not reacting to this long play. I mean, it has happened almost every single rifle round this game, Harry. Almost every rifle round. Adren has pushed long and killed them from top mid. And even though we have Ditcher there just to hold on to it at the start of the round, the second the kill comes down in tunnels, that's when they bail out along, go back towards a cat mid-presence, and there we go. Adren finds a perfect timing once again.
And, you know, so often this is where if you're devils, right, you're kind of thinking like, well, surely they're not just going to keep doing this, right? They're going to anticipate that we've caught onto the idea. And, well, yeah, I mean, I guess you're kind of right. You know, they're not pushing long this round. Instead, they're pushing mid. You know, knowing that it is just the pistols they're up against. But I mean, even the conditioning that FaZe have been doing of this Devils. Ooh, Ditcher.
Yeah, they've had enough of that one. Yeah. They don't want to throw this round away.
Or do they? Guardian sneaking in through the lower tunnels, trying to be the X factor. Now holding close is Olaf, and surely Ditcher's not ready for that. Indeed, he isn't. So FaZe, 7th round, they try their best to make that one expensive on their own behalf, but they recover it at the very end.
And if you want the best off angle I've ever seen, look to Olaf in that previous round. On top of the barrel, outside long doors, peeking T-spawn, and that's over the boxes as well. So, wow, what an awkward position to be caught by for Ditcher. I can't blame him there. 7-3, Harry. And, you know, devils.one may have started off this map quite well, but so did they did the same back on train, rather. And they got 4 rounds very early on. They also lost 16-4. So let's hope the same doesn't happen here. This time a pick that has gone their way. Ditch is up on long with the AWP, but double nade coming through keeps him back. And as said on the desk by Chad, you know, FaZe, they've been down many a men in this series so far, but still are always able to recover from these disadvantages rather. And once again, 5-on-4, immediately traded down on long, and FaZe are back into a controllable situation.
Yeah, but it says that it's controllable doesn't necessarily mean you're in control. Guardian, all that stands between devils.one and getting this bomb down. That's almost the lineup, but not quite. Mouse straight through that smoke, gets the trade. Now players already rotating around. It is going to be Olof, first man on the scene, but oh, that nade lands in his visor. He's still going to be able to shut down the point man for devils.one, and this now facilitates this retake in a big way for FaZe. One singular flashbang on Nico to try and kickstart this retake. Ralin previously tagged down low with just 12 points of health, holding mid, and he does spot Olof, now turning his attention back towards the tunnels, and this is where that flashbang comes through, buys them a crucial moment, and Adren with the double. The king of the wraparound will be the 8th round for FaZe in spite of devils.one's best efforts.
Yeah, the king of the wraparound, and that round's a wrap now with FaZe just unstoppable on this CT side. Great B retake there as well. Obviously, looked a bit dicey with Olof getting taken down by the AWP, but the flash turns the AWP on the site away, allows Adren to get both kills on the flank, and another clean round for FaZe. Well, not so clean, but considering the fact that they've given up B in a 3-on-3, having 2 players alive is a decent recovery there. Rifles back out again here for the Polish, but no AWP, continuing to have money be the problem for them. Well, they've had plenty of rifle rounds this game. FaZe have just been on top of it. This time they're on top of short. Rain getting aggressive. Ditcher tries to push that Molotov on long, and Adren makes it very clear which side of the smoke he's on, but he crosses right after the bullets. They're going in from the left now, so that should be more clear that he's left that position. Rain is supported by Nico up on the catwalk. He's got Nico with a flashbang, primed and ready behind him. And can call for that if ever he wants to go aggressive. But right now, devils.one, they're ready to go long.
Yeah, they're going to try and hit the long portion of the map. Now, Adren has been so good on these wrap rounds, but this time the fight greets him, and Ralin does win it. Rain, in response, tries to take control of short, and he actually maybe gets a bit more than he bargained for there. Mao's going to be able to do the damage. Nico, in the meantime, shutting down Manise out through long doors, has turned this 4-on-4 into the 3v4 for devils.one.
And this is usually when they would walk right into B, right? This is what they've done in numerous rounds when being in this situation, but they've just given up their B control.
Yeah, this is somewhat forced their hand to try and find some success elsewhere. It looks like it's going to culminate down here in middle, but that's the bomb dropped. Olof puts down Ralin, and he's not done with 2. Olof's going to find all 3 down in mid. FaZe a 9th round, and things are looking very convincing here from the international squad. Fresh off the back of the win, obviously, out in Miami, so they are coming to this event firing on all cylinders. It was going to be a bit of a question whether jet lag would play into it, and it certainly looks like it hasn't. They're off to a flying start.
Yeah, jet lag, yeah. Jet lag, schmet lag, Harry. They're fine. 9-3. This is not looking too worrying for FaZe. Quite the opposite story we're painting for this T side, who are getting mollied on long, running right through it. Just when they think they're clear, there's 2 rifles on the other side. AWP even supporting them. Not that that's needed. It's just the M4 and AK that find 4 kills between them, and Ralin spotting down mid, spots Guardian, who wants nothing to do with that fight. Already tagged up. We'll leave it to Olof with the full wraparound, doing his best Adren impression, but will he get there in time before Rain pushes through these doors? Flash is there, and Olof steals the kill away from Rain. 10 rounds to FaZe here, with 2 left of the half.
And yeah, for devils.one, it must just feel like you're getting pressured everywhere on this entire map. And the second they try and respond to it that round there, you know, we see them very proactively looking to try and take control away from Adren once again at long. Obviously, it almost worked in the round prior, so they tried again with just the pistols, and this time you can see the adjustment from FaZe. They doubled up over at long, they had the defense, they had it locked down. And now we are just going to see the return of Adren solo at this long portion. A double boost onto Catwalk initially, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see maybe Nico get thrown up into the boost, but no, because Manice has found him early. And Taz maybe even goes as far as to take a second man down from this short position.
Ooh. Something Taz has been doing every few rounds here, just the Molotov to right side and spam to take some more damage. Of course, if you get shot as well, you're going to slow down. You'll get stuck in that molly for longer. It's like getting naded. 4-on-3 here. devils.one in a great position. Up on Catwalk. Adren trying to fight them back, but he can't win his duel, and Rallen's found himself another entry. This is going swimmingly. Bomb can go down now, and Guardian, plenty of money to go for this and still be able to buy up in the next round. So he may as well peer his eyes into this, but they've heard him. Drop into CT, and even a flank up on Catwalk. Misses the shot. Guardian given a second opportunity, but Manice strips it away from him. 4 rounds on this T side for devils.one, looking all too familiar as to the previous map of Train.
Yeah, coming into this first half, right, when it was 3-4, the scoreline, it looked like devils.one had a means to getting back into this game, right? Things looked like they could have been exciting. And as we see, they finally break the silence of rounds that they weren't able to secure by picking up their 4th now in round number 14. A 5-10 half, very much still recoverable here. But certainly not going to be easy. They try and go aggressive in through mid, and actually they will best Olaf there in the head-to-head. For the time being, Guardian is very much alone at this B side of the map. You can even see that Ditcher does have a man in the form of Adren trapped in those long doors right now. Rain has cheated his way over towards that B-bomb site, joining the likes of Guardian here. Molotov forces Mao's hand forward and into the crosshair of Guardian, but Taz delivers, and Mao's now going to step up with another. This B-bomb site's crumbled around FaZe, and it looks like devils.one could secure a 5th round on the back of it.
Yeah, and Manice can just drop here. He's flanked all the way around, taking his sweet time so the FaZe question it. Ditcher in middle as well. Manice wins his duel, and Ditcher, same story. It's going to be a clean round for devils.one out of absolutely nowhere. Just a charge down mid from Rallen to open things up, and it all falls apart from then on. 5 rounds on the T side. Let's see if they can make a recovery. It's not looking easy, but anything's possible. Harry, join us after the break.
Well, Dust2 is the second map between the poles of this international squad. FaZe, obviously. And Hugo, we just saw a 5-10 half salvaged by the Polish squad of devils.one. They now require, once again, a pretty tremendous feat to try and pull this back in the second half. Now, obviously, we saw them fall short on train here in Dust2. The question is now, will it be history repeating itself, or are we going to see I'm trying to think.
Recovery.
Yeah, that's a good word. I was trying to think of an adjective that started with D, but I couldn't think of one. A deadly devils.one. Down through mid. They drop the man up on short. It's Nico in with the trade onto Rallen, and now 4-on-4. Looking like this could be a fast A, but they've applied the brakes. They've slowed right down. And now they're going to flash through. Smoke is down to facilitate the cross. Now PT50 is up on Nico here, looking at him to try and deal with these players at longer ranges. Oh god, dancing around, but Adren puts him down. Taz now emerging, and it's a 2v2. Everyone's inside of the same bomb site. It's up close, it's personal. And Guardian holding the ramp rotation, but Mouse taps him down, and it's Adren asked to 1v2 clutch here from inside of A. It's not happening in devils.one. It will find themselves the pistol round to kickstart this second half.
Yeah, that was a very, very close set from FaZe. Ultimately coming down to a few missed shots, but well-timed rotation from Taz within the spawn. And 10-6, Harry, this is very much salvageable now for devils.one. They can make this close. They can potentially take the victory away. Of course, that's all in their minds, but you know, you've got to show us what you got. And FaZe will actually be giving them the respect. Eco here, they're going to be going for a scout and Guardian pistols and everyone else, but just Glocks, so allowing a potential 7th to go the way of these poles before we have the full AK buy. Now Guardian will have to pull a scout into that round as well, but not the biggest limiting factor, knowing he wouldn't have had the AWP alternatively. And you typically want, if you're running a slow default on Dust2, you want that scout or AWP just to stay in T-spawn and watch the mid-cross for as long as possible, because it gives you so much info on rotations and you know how many players are playing B, whether they're swapping up mid-round to allow you to go for a late B execute if you've got picks. But for now, FaZe creeping through middle. Rallen's here with the bone shredder, but he gets his bone shredded instead. The Glock taking his head off. That draws a rotation off of A, or at least the attention of Ditcher, who has to fall into the spawn. But FaZe have double juked them back up Cat.
Yeah, it's the old faker route, and now into the clutches of Taz they run. Oh, they're biting back. And Taz might just have to give up this bomb site. In fact, he goes down. So this is a 3-on-2 retake, of course. But Guardian and Nico pulling things back, and it's suddenly Manice asked to try and clutch. Now this AWP is, this scout is going to hit like an AWP here. Both players double peek into him. FaZe answer back with nothing more than Glocks in their pocket, and Guardian being happy to see them with that scout. It's an 11th round for FaZe.
That's not a round you should ever lose, and devils.one, you know, do. So, yeah, not a good start. They even had that B rotation. When they spotted 5 players in mid, both B players came out. It's not like they didn't have an early rotate there. But I guess just missing shots, and FaZe overwhelming with the pistols, but that's a good way to start a round if you ask me. Wallbang to Guardian. He's dead immediately. Olof's pushed up on long, but does he realize they've already crossed? Doesn't matter. He's got a flick left, and he does. Taz is still here, though. And they are going to run around the corner. Fully flashed is Taz going down to Olof. Flash assist from Nico, keeping him alive. And Olof's 3 HP here. This is still doable for devils.one. They are in, you know, a reasonable position, but I say that Nico finds the only kill required, the A entry that will get them onto this bomb site, and both players from devils.one too far away to stop this. 3 smokes, Harry. It's smoky down in spawn. There's no way that the CTs can see through that.
Nah, more smokes, less vision.
That's how it works.
And you can never have too many smokes, so this is just Manice and Mouse left started. They're going to try and stay alive, right? Maybe you make things a bit costly here. That's really your best case scenario. You're not really going to have anything to work with into the next round as it stands, so anything that Manice can find would be much appreciated. FaZe aren't getting too overzealous, though, and that's something I think you ought to give them credit for, right? They didn't come into the second half on the back of losing the pistol with a 4 spy straight back. They were able to win the round anyway, which probably wasn't really how they planned it would go down, but giving a lot of respect the way of devils.one. They know that a game is not over till it's over. No one knows that better than FaZe.
Yeah. Never forget.
And so they're just playing this very much buy the numbers as I'm throwing things around, which I should probably stop.
Well, the numbers aren't looking too favorable for devils.one right now. $2,000 a player, and not a lot of loss bonus either. Only 24. So you've got a full eco this one. You can't actually invest below the 2K mark unless you want to cut into your money for that following rifle round. Another fast long play from Nico. He's been keen to take the AWP consistently over Guardian this map so far. Rain's actually going to lose his life up top mid, and devils.one, they're going to play off the back of it. Fast play. The flashes keep them back. FaZe Clan are out long right now with the bomb as well, so even though they're getting wrapped from middle, they might be able to make up for it by taking the site, and that they do.
Oh. Yeah, the A-bomb site is gone. And with it, any hope of devils.one finding anything in this round? They are finding a couple of players on the exit, though. So an AK retrieved for Rowland and Manice, and they would love it if they could hold on to these. And I mean, if you're FaZe, you don't really want to dedicate too many more players to the hunt, right? You can see that they're spreading out a bit. You're not going to push your probe too far here, though. See, what we need to see is a rebranding from one of these Devils players to my nephew. So then you've got Manice and my nephew in one team.
Awful. I hope no one does that.
Yeah, no, you and me both, right? Because my nephew is not the easiest. Actually, it's pretty. It would sound all right.
My nephew. Yeah, that's okay. I love how that's your only problem, the pronunciation. I guess it's the only thing that actually affects us. But from FaZe, that's a lot of flashbangs for no follow-up.
They're really keeping devils.one dedicated towards this long portion of the map, though. They've shown so much utility here, and that's certainly got the attention of both Daicha and Taz down in pit.
Chaz is his Chad brother.
And this is just going to be the A play. They get the site for free. They're going to hear the footsteps, so Manice can call it. Taz has dealt with the one man down at long. Manice in with another. Nico going to tap down the point man. Guardian in with another. And suddenly they're trying to go in the way of FaZe. Nico in with his second. And it was looking good for devils.one. They deal with the dread on the wrap round. Manice is able to find one on his rotation up. But this leaves Miles in the hot seat, and Guardian's got his name, number, address, you name it, he's got it. Mother's maiden name, all the boxes checked. 14th round for FaZe, Hugo. And for devils.one, there's not really much left in the tank here.
No, they've been siphoned, Harry, and have been left on the road overnight.
You ever had to stay on the road overnight?
I haven't, no. What about you?
No. Thankfully.
Yet.
Yeah, there's always a chance, right? With some of the questionable taxis I booked myself, almost definitely. Trying to go blow for blow down in mid is Guardian with Manice. Now, no kill to come through just yet as Manice is holding for the catwalk peak. Both AWPers spotting one another, and it's a deadly dance over in mid. Takes two to tango. And, well, this is the step above whatever that is. Issue is they spot the player out on short, and now the A play looks to come in. They know that the AWP's down in mid, the smokes fall at the cross, and these players that were pushed up over at short have been a bit hung out to dry here. It's Manice holding close to the smoke, going to try and assemble a boost quickly up and over the top, and that does yield a kill for Rowland. He's going to lose the bottom of his boost. Manice gets taken out from underneath him, and one by one, the kills are still coming in for devils.one. The bomb's been dropped, so still an opportunity to try and find something here.
Oh, that molly though, Nico. Oh, I was going to say cuts off Ditcher, but he pushes through it to his own demise. Mal's now left alone in the spawn, and they can double peek him any day of the week. FaZe, 15 rounds, and one away from this 2-0 victory. It would be a stunning way to start off this group for FaZe Clan, the team that we expect to go, 3-0. Realistically, at a very minimum top the group, however many wins that is. Considering also in Group B is Heroic and NIP alongside these two. And devils.one, they can't be too hard, you know, too disheartened by this game. You are facing FaZe off the back of the Miami win just yesterday, so, or the other day rather. So yeah, you got to be aware. There's more games to play. There's more teams to fight. But this one, they might have to just say goodnight because double kill for Olaf into the B site and FaZe are running over this scoreboard like anything, Harry, like something that runs like an Olympian. And devils.one, yeah, they got no legs.
No, it's do or Daicha now, and he's barreled in through short. He's got one, he's got an AWP, but that is going to be it. Would have been sick if he landed that, but obviously not. FaZe take this series 2-0, and a convincing 2-0 at that. Fantastic stuff from the FaZe squad. Obviously, we keep on setting it, but hot off the back of a win over at Blast Pro Miami. They're coming here, and they're looking to continue that good streak as they take a convincing victory to open up